Welcome to Moving North East. We recently moved up to the North East since COVID. We are Andy and Shida. Come and explore with us.
Dora, the first female fishing boat skipper in the North East coast. Trying to figure out what that is, but it's obviously a shell.
Is it a bombshell, isn't it?
It's meant to be a bombshell, yeah.
Whitby was quite heavily bombed during the World Wars, and that includes the Abbey.
This statue is
Captain Cook.
Captain Cook.
Famous Captain Cook and the famous whale bones next to the piano.
We're up on West Cliff, walking down towards the harbour now, and then in towards the high street. As you can see, Whitby has a town tour bus because this is a very touristy town, and there's many attractions and many things to see within Whitby. There's just a small fairground for children behind us, which we don't show in the video. This is just one of the many tour boats going in and out and pottering up and down the coast to give you scenic views of Whitby and the Abbey up on top of the cliff. The coastline, I will say, is absolutely breathtaking in and around Whitby.
Is this a camera? Yeah, it's a camera. You look amazing.
I must note that this was taken during the Goth weekend. There's a couple of arcade shops here, that not too many though, so it doesn't really take away too much of the charm of the town. On any normal day you'll see a few goths walking around here. They're pretty amazing, some of the costumes, but today is exceptional because it's the special event weekend for them. And as you can see, there's plenty of places to get food and drink, plenty of pubs, bars, restaurants, fish and chip shops, and of course you haven't lived until you've eaten fish and chips from the North East. By far the best, I think, and I've lived in England all my life. So we're just fighting our way through the crowds in order to get up to the bridge in the centre of Whitby itself.
That's the thing is Whitby, it always has a bit of trouble with all the goths hanging around on the corner, making trouble.
Is it? Oh, it's so cute. It is so amazing.
The boat.
We were lucky enough to see a boat coming in, so the swing bridge opened. It did build quite a crowd though, because today was an exceptionally busy weekend. I don't think the bus driver on the other side was very amused because he was stuck in pedestrian traffic. My wife was absolutely fascinated by the swing bridge. She loved it. Down by the swing bridge were plenty of families with their crab lines fishing for crabs the kids sometimes got to use them as well because the parents, like me, always love them from their childhood. Wandering over the bridge, we come to the side where we have the Abbey and church on top of the hill. There's also the Captain Cook Museum here, and the smokehouse for the kippers as well as the market square. This is what I would say by far the prettier side, but obviously you must explore all of Whitby. Whitby can get pretty busy, but as I said, it's exceptionally busy today due to the Goth weekend. Along this side you'll find more bars, plenty of cafes, some restaurants, as well as the Whitby gem shops where you'll get Whitby jet. It's this black stone which can be found in the Whitby area, and they make beautiful jewellery out of it, and to be honest it's quite reasonably priced. And of course, not to forget all of the many art shops that Whitby offers.
That is the
little wasp.
beetle, isn't it? Is it?
It's a wasp. I hate
I
wasps.
think it's a dragonfly.
No, it's a wasp. I hate wasps, but it's nice.
All of the jewelry is impressive, aren't they? They're pretty.
Ask.
He's a king, isn't he?
We had to go into this shop because, being a avid gamer as well as a grumpy old git, that this just appealed to us and we found it quite funny, but we didn't actually buy anything. They didn't have a t-shirt for tight old grumpy git. Now we're coming around to the steps for the Abbey. It's 199 steps to the top. Even if you don't want to go to the Abbey, it's worth the climb up the steps for the stunning views looking over the town and the harbour. They're absolutely beautiful. On the other side, there's also similar views looking over the town back onto the Abbey. Last time we came here, the grass was not cut, and it had a really eerie, cool atmosphere within this cemetery. The grass here had been cut, but it looked like it had been cut from pretty long, so I think it was just for the festival. It's not often you see a Terminator Predator in a cemetery. Lucky it's not after dark, or else I'd need a change of underwear. This was amazing. The church itself is very active, so we didn't do too much filming. We tried to keep quiet, obviously out of respect. So we're just outside the Abbey now. Of course, if you don't fancy 199 steps, you can obviously use the bus tours that will take you up here. The Abbey itself is run by National Heritage, and there is a fee to enter. The site, dating back as far as 657 AD, has always hosted an abbey. It's famous for Bram Stoker's Dracula and has been receiving tourists for over 1500 years to this spectacular monument. It has been destroyed a few times, but the remains that you see here are still standing. It stands on top of the hill with spectacular views across the countryside and the town below. They had a falconry show going on within the grounds. We stayed to watch this for a little while. The Victorian theme here is regarding the Victorian Goth Festival, of course. Into the museum now. This is what the Abbey would have looked like back in its prime. The museum itself is quite small, and it's just above the gift shop, which is on the floor below. If honest, I would say that we skipped through this quite quickly due to time constraints, because we were trying to get too much done in one day. In the gift shop there was a advert for their tea rooms, but we couldn't find them. They were just out the back of the gift shop. It took quite a bit of finding, but the YHA tea rooms here were really good and exceptionally quiet. I think that people just can't find it. Down in the bottom was absolutely rammed, but this place was fairly quiet, and the views out the windows were amazing.
I was going to make this for you, you were like, no.
The food was good. After we left, my wife was full on her katsu curry and most of my nachos. We walked back down the hill to the side of the steps, which we regretted. I would highly suggest taking the steps rather than the hill, because this is very steep. Near the bottom of the steps, you'll come across Fortune's Kipper Smokehouse. Unfortunately, it was closed because it's quite late in the afternoon now.
Oh gosh, they're closed now, aren't
Shut
they?
at 3.
They shut at 3.
Yeah, it shuts at 3 o'clock. I didn't know where it was though. So.
Yeah.
We took a walk down to the harbour wall to check out the views as well as the lighthouse on the end.
Not sure.
Who's this one? He wasn't sure.
The main sandy beach is to the other side.
Cliffs are dramatic, no?
So pretty. We came here so many times. We didn't come this far.
No, I haven't been out this side.
No.
This is where I stayed back just due to my absolute crippling fear of heights. It's not even really high, but strange really. The lighthouse was constructed in 1855 and then decommissioned in 1914 when a new lighthouse on the other side was commissioned. That was then replaced in 1931, which is what's currently standing now. The tour boat going past, as you can see, it's just available from within Whitby by the harbour and takes you out for viewing. The lovely artwork in the concrete here, it's just referring to Whitby being a part of the fossil coast which stretches 35 kilometres long.
I'm missing Bailey, Andy. He would be so happy
You'd love it on
here.
this beach. Until you go into the town again. On the way back, we're stopping up at the arcade machines.
Whitby itself is famous for having dinosaur footprints on the sand. And no, I don't mean my footprints. It all looks fun, but you must respect the brave men and women of the RNLI. Imagine going out in the storms. Especially in the olden days where they had very limited equipment. Imagine rowing into a storm in that. That just feels crazy to me. We wandered down to the Captain Cook Museum, but unfortunately it was closed. As we all know, that Whitby was home to Captain Cook during his college years, and he sailed from Whitby. To be honest, I do not know too much about Captain Cook in the details, so what I'll do is I'm going to return and go to the Captain Cook Museum when it's open. Maybe make a new video on it. We're just back down next to the bridge again, and this spot is very popular with families fishing for crabs. The children love it. It reminds me of my family holidays in the Norfolk Broads, that the kids catch the crabs and then they'll just release them back into the sea after they catch them. Just be careful not to get pinched because they can hurt. The harbour itself is an active fishing harbour, and there's plenty of opportunities to go out sea fishing for a day trip or a couple of hours. Whitby has a lobster industry here, but also you can catch cod, mackerel, pollock and even bass. The Yorkshire coastline is absolutely beautiful, so out fishing you'd be looking back on stunning cliffs and beautiful scenery. On the way back we stopped off at Sandsend, but the pictures here don't really do it much justice because it's getting quite late in the evening now. I hope you enjoyed our video. Please can you like and subscribe to encourage us to make more videos. Also please leave a comment down below. I'm sure there's many things that we got wrong which you could point out that need correcting. Thank you very much for watching. We'll just leave you with some more views of the lovely Whitby from the air.